From Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is The Pulse.
Hello, my name is Emily Gentili.
And I'm Jordan Orkis. Thank you for joining us. In our last episode, we told you about Sacred Heart students flying out to volunteer in international service programs. This week, we bring you to one of those sites, Guatemala. Here's Jessica Shalou with the story.
On March 2nd, 2019, a group of 10 students and 2 faculty advisors flew to Guatemala on a trip that would change their perspective on the world. Where we stayed was, I want to call it we stayed at the heart. If the whole community was a body, we were staying at the heart of it. The actual heartbeat, because the heart's where it pumps all the blood to flow throughout the body. And we were just staying at this place centered with love. Love is at the center of it all. Like, the only reason you're doing that is because you love the community that you're in and you want to see the best for them. Like, the doctor there, Dr. Rojas, isn't even Guatemalan. He's from Nicaragua. Like, he's an absolute missionary. The only reason why you'd be doing anything like that is out of love. So I feel like experiencing that and being submersed in the love of that culture was overwhelmingly beautiful. Overwhelming in an amazing way. Of course I'd go back. Oh my goodness. And when I first came back, 3/4 of my heart was still there. So being back now and being more realistic and recognizing whoa, I wasn't just I don't believe anything happens by accident. Like, I am going back.
My favorite thing about going on these trips is to get people to see, just watching people interact and just being immersed in the culture is my favorite thing. So the fact that I get to witness transformations happen in their hearts, mentally, emotionally, it's a beautiful thing. Throughout the week we worked on a lake cleanup. It definitely was not the cleanest experience. We had just shown up in bright yellow t-shirts and we left and they were brown by the end of the day because it was very hard. We had to pull the algae out over and over and over again. But they do that 3-4 days a week, the men there, and they do it so that the lake can breathe. So it was a lot, but it was interesting participating in something like that. Yeah, very hard. Pretty much all the students on the trip did not speak Spanish. Everyone obviously took Spanish in elementary school, or you remember some words, but it wasn't enough to hold a fluent conversation. So that's something that in the beginning was a bit of a struggle for some people, but then towards the end everyone had just accepted it and they were trying their hardest to figure out words or communicate or with actions or dance moves or whatever it took to get their point across. So that was really fun to watch, because at the end of the day it's not really about what you're saying, but it's being present and smiling, because smiles are international languages. So.
This is Jessica Shalou reporting for The Pulse.
Finals are approaching as the school year draws to a close. Feelings of stress, anxiety, and depression may be on the rise for college students. With the hopes of combating some of those feelings, Sacred Heart's Wellness Center provides many programs and activities that students can utilize in order to feel, look, and be their best. Alexa Binkowitz has more on the story.
With finals around the corner and the class of 2019 nearing graduation, stress, anxiety, and depression may be creeping up on Sacred Heart students. In order to combat feelings of stress and anxiety, Sacred Heart's Wellness Center offers many programs and activities that aim to help students cope with stress and bring necessary awareness to mental health issues. Dr. Priya Pandit, a licensed psychologist at Sacred Heart's Wellness Center, hopes that students will recognize signs of anxiety or depression and feel comfortable enough to seek help when necessary.
If you don't think about it, if you don't talk about it, if you don't look at it, it doesn't exist. The problem there is that anxiety leads into this avoidance trap. The more that you avoid, the bigger the anxiety, the more you avoid, and it keeps snowballing from there. So one of the biggest things to do is stop avoiding it and actually face your fears head on. But other opportunities for coping is just making sure you're taking care of yourself. One of the biggest things that when people are stressed, they kind of throw out the window is proper self-care. faster, and it's actually counterproductive. You think you're doing it as a way of saving time. I can't waste time on that, I have all these other things to do, but you're making yourself less effective and less productive. So making sure you're building in small opportunities to take care of yourself, whether that's going to the gym and exercising, which does help release endorphins and it just makes us feel good, or spending time with friends, or just watching your favorite show for a half an hour. So most of our outreaching to students comes out of our SWEET peer educators. SWEET stands for Student Wellness Education and Empowerment Team. We found that while we, as the counseling center staff, do offer programmings, our students seem to connect more when it's their peers. So that's why we run a lot of the programming through SWEET. SWEET does a lot of different programming that's helpful for stress, anxiety, and depression. Some of the things they offer currently are the Sweet Dreams program, which is about healthy sleep habits. They also do Stress Less, which is just as the name sounds like. It's talking about how to manage stress effectively. And they also do the Canine Help Shoe. The therapy dogs come every other week on Tuesdays at the UC. So if anyone really responds well to animals, that's a great opportunity.
Some students may find that talking to others about their personal problems may be difficult, embarrassing, or unnecessary, which may prevent them from seeking help at all.
I went to the Wellness Center when I was a senior in college because I was going through some really hard times. I had a really bad summer, and going into my senior year, I really had no motivation to do any work. I just felt really lost personally. And after I started going to the Wellness Center, you know, the first time was really hard for me because I didn't know what to expect. You know, I'm a very closed person, so having to open up to a stranger was not what I wanted to do, but I thought it was needed for me.
According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, anxiety and stress affect over 40 million adults in the United States of the ages 18 and over, making it one of the most common mental illnesses. Students that seek help when overwhelmed have reported feeling more in control, as well as assured that what they are feeling is important and real.
You know, I think having a wellness center is very important in a university because, you know, a lot of students go through all kinds of different things, and I think, you know, for a person to go to the wellness center to be able to get help is very important. I don't think it's anything you should be ashamed of, you know, and they will listen to you. If you reach out, they definitely will come to you and, you know, try to help you be better, you know, mentally, and, you know, just try to, they want you to succeed.
It's that invisible illness that, you know, we would never say these things if someone had cancer or diabetes, but there's also, you know, blood tests or brain scans to find those things. Whereas when someone says I have anxiety or depression, there is no checkbox or blood test or brain scan that's going to say, oh yes, I believe you. And so it's having just compassion and belief for that person and empathy of what they're going through.
In Fairfield, Connecticut, this has been Alexa Benkowitz for The Pulse.
You know, Emily, I think people overlook just how important mental health is.
I agree, but it's great that Sacred Heart really shows that they care about the students here.
Absolutely.
When we come back, Sacred Heart brings a new major to campus.
Plus, we get a glimpse at a dancing style that's been present for centuries.
To see all my friends again, get some work done, and have fun this semester.
I'm working on an internship for the New Haven Symphony Orchestra.
Just being back with everyone on campus, you know.
A college concert for spring semester.
Graduation.
Graduation.
Finishing my second semester of freshman year.
To not be a first semester freshman, and I know my way around, and I'm not lost all the time, so that's exciting.
More volunteer opportunities.
I'll have great grades this semester and make my mom happy.
Yeah, to spend time with my friends. Hang out with my lovely sorority sister.
The plays that are coming up.
Just getting a great time of fun and make my parents happy.
Straight A's. Straight A's.
To get to know more people.
Get a 4.0 and grow a thicker mustache.
Yep, A's in all my classes this semester.
To contribute to making changes on campus.
I'm the VP of Programming for Greek Life for the Panhellenic eBoard, so I'm really excited to plan Greek Week. Hopefully be more involved on campus.
get new grades, and go to the spring concert.
To serve people in the community. Serve people in the hospital setting as I go deeper into clinical.
To be applying to the social work program.
I'm excited to learn new things.
Welcome back to The Pulse. Sacred Heart is offering a new major for those who have a passion for fashion. Sabrina Garone has more on the fashion merchandising and marketing major starting this fall.
Since 2015, Sacred Heart's Jack Welch College of Business has offered a fashion marketing and merchandising minor as part of the school's marketing program. This fall, the school will begin offering a fashion major for the first time. Professor David Bloom developed and implemented Sacred Heart's fashion program. He says now is a great time to study fashion.
The business continues to grow, both domestically and internationally. The business itself, you really think about it, is when it comes to apparel and accessories in the United States, is a $340 billion business. So what you have is you've got great opportunity out there. And because of this, we have students who have graduated who are at over about 90 companies now. So when our students are looking for internships and jobs, our graduates are making us successful.
Students say the program's focus on the business side of the industry sets Sacred Heart apart from other schools.
So what I really liked about Sacred Heart was they had a lot of business majors as well as having the fashion merchandising minor. So I personally am a marketing major with the fashion merchandising minor. So I like how we have the opportunity to have like a general business concentration, and then also you can really hone in on different fields within marketing.
With over 100 students currently enrolled in the minor, a new major was in high demand.
The fact that it's a major means a lot because there are some students who just love the field of fashion and they want to major. And I sense over the years we've lost students to other schools who have had a major. So why lose students to other schools? But we can have educated here in this lovely environment that we have.
Students learn everything about the fashion industry, from designing products to getting them on the shelves.
What's cool within the different courses is that you get to create your own line, so you can design your own line in some courses, and it takes you through the whole process. You pick the fabrics, you do the sketches, you price the products, how you would market and advertise, and create different marketing campaigns for your collection, so it's really cool.
The program will also continue to offer study abroad opportunities in Milan and Paris.
So I studied abroad in Paris for the summer of 2016. So what was really cool was we got to see the Louis Vuitton flagship store in the Champs-Elysees. We got to travel to southern France, to Lyon, to visit a silk making factory. We got to see a trend forecasting company and meet the CEO there.
Bloom says prospective pioneers have already shown interest in the new program.
There's a great growth opportunity here. And again, we're with some of the finest companies in the business. And that's where the opportunities rest.
For The Pulse, this has been Sabrina Garone in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Belly dancing has seen a revival in recent years due to popular stars like Shakira and Beyoncé. Because of its popularity, one dance studio has incorporated the style, holding classes and events dedicated to belly dancing. Here's Rasha Ibrahim with the story.
According to the history of Middle Eastern dancing, the first belly dancers were a group of women known as Ghawazis. These women were considered gypsies in Egypt, so they were banished from Cairo in the early 1830s, but went back to perform in Upper Egypt and then took over Middle East. Middle Eastern dancing is a reference to all the Middle Eastern dancing around the world. It is better known as Raqs Sharqi for its sophisticated and various styles. Many scholars believe that Raqs Sharqi streams from olden days dancing. It has been called Raqs Sharqi around the entire world, including Egypt, Greece, India, Ottoman Empire, and etc. There is just no way finding out how far these roots go. Viva Dance Studios and Dance Academy is located in West Haven, Captain Thomas Boulevard. The founder is Kelvia, who has trained intensively in all different 16 dance styles, and she decided in 2009 to open her first Middle Eastern dance studio in Connecticut.
Here at Viva Dance Fitness, we have a group of collaborative artists who Kelvia brought in one place to share their art and teach and show their expertise and basically help our students all have, learn a lot about different cultures and different dances, different styles.
I'm a high school student and I joined Viva Dance class because they accepted all ages. While I'm dancing, I feel free and I feel happy sharing nice moments with my friends. I'm willing to learn more about belly dance and different kinds of cultures like Egypt, Morocco, and Saudi Arabia.
Hey guys, this is Alexa and I joined Viva Dance Studios this week because they had all different types of cultures. I love the fact that they teach you other dances and dances from different genres and backgrounds.
So basically learning the styles of dancing, learning the cultural background behind it, but while also respecting the culture, so that if any of my student dancers decide to basically go visit one of these countries or go to an event that's hosted by a person from these countries, they can go and have fun and enjoy while also knowing about the culture and respecting the culture. So they can dance and have fun and all that while also, knowing what they can do and what they cannot do.
When we come back, we take a look at a local musician who stands out in his community.
Plus, one orchestra offers a night dedicated to family fun. Welcome back. You're going to love this story. Bridgeport native PD3 is an upcoming music producer and singer who's making a name for himself in the world of music. Khalil Al-Sakarna met with the artist as he shared some of his memories and insights on his musical journey.
The beginning starts here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I was raised here. I started music at an early age. Born and raised in the church, I just started gravitating towards the music in the church. So I was a young drummer at the age of 10 playing drums and just following behind the different groups in the church, the different praise and worship ministries in the church, playing with my father, who was a great guitarist. And from there, I just continued on this musical journey. In 2011, I started a project called Star Girl. It was basically just an idea of songs written by myself or beats that I've had. And I asked some of my friends to come along and help me produce and put it together. We started in about January of 2011, and nothing occurred from it until about the summertime, about July, August of 2011, and that's when things start rolling, and we start producing here, other spots, start getting together and songwriting collaborations together, and it just came alive. We had a lot of good material, we had a lot of good things that was taking place in life at that time that we can use for topics and concepts, and the Star Girl project and story was born.
We will always be, girl. I can't hold this pain. It's driving me insane. I'm done with this tip-tap, breaking up and getting back. I can't help the way you feel, but I just need to keep it real. Is it real love? Love listens in my mind. Girl, I hear your voice. Girl, I love your touch. But is it really love? When I left before you said that you loved me.
Some of the accolades I received from the Star Girl project were online notoriety, local notoriety, and it was pretty much just that, it just kind of put me on the scene out here and on the online social networking streams as a musical artist, not just a producer, not just a musical musician, but it kind of put me out there as an artist, which was pretty cool. It kind of had me in a different light, and it kind of helped me express my musical talents and abilities in more ways than just behind a computer or behind an instrument. We faced many difficulties in the Star Girl project as we were searching for the right sounds to make up Star Girl. We was kind of searching for the right sonic. When you're doing a lot of production and you're doing a lot of music, sometimes you can have issues with a mix, which can make or break a project. So we was kind of dealing with mix issues. We was kind of fairly new at the moment when it came to everything like production and all of that. So it kind of have a rough sound if you check it out. Kind of have a rough sound, but the ideas were great, I feel like, and it was just a great experience for us to kind of step out and to get into this production and bringing this vision of the Star Girl to life. But mainly, the main difficulties were getting the sounds right and making sure that we could kind of present a pretty much quality project, I guess, to the best of our abilities at that time. At this time in life, my aspirations for my goals in music is to just reach people and just to spread the message of love. I feel like love wins. I feel like love is important, and I just want to be able to use the gift of music and the lane of music to just spread messages, spread love, spread messages of peace, spread messages of tranquility out into this world. So I just would like to use music as a voice, as a platform to just share different messages that aren't being shared on a regular, or if it is, share it in my way.
The New Haven Symphony Orchestra is getting families interested in classical music with a petting zoo that involves instruments rather than animals. The concert that was held earlier this month is one of the many events the orchestra holds to get the New Haven community involved with the genre. Here's Emily with more on the story.
At the Davis Street Magnet School, the New Haven Symphony Orchestra hosted a free family concert, something they do several times a year. The event is open to the public to give everyone an opportunity to enjoy classical music. The orchestra features an instrument petting zoo where kids can blow on flutes or trombones, stroke cellos and violins, and bang on some drums.
Well, I mean, it's really fantastic that the New Haven Symphony is doing, sort of really kid-oriented stuff, because this is the first introduction to symphonic instruments and symphonic music for a lot of kids. The fact that they also do the instrument petting zoo beforehand gives kids some real hands-on, like they actually get to experience what it's like to play a cello or a flute. And it's a really, it's just a fantastic experience for kids.
Can you give me some descriptive words for what you heard?
Next is the concert. The audience is asked to listen carefully to music played by our quartet and say what color represents the song they heard. Next is a radio play. Actors read lines accompanied by the quartet to engage the entire audience.
Little Red Riding Hood takes the Metro North.
One day, shortly after Grandma's move, Red decided to visit. She was excited to see Grandma, but she was a little nervous. This would be her first train ride, and all by herself.
Finally, families can enjoy a free snack.
It was great. It was really fun. My daughter loved it. I asked her what she liked the best about it, and she said, I liked everything.
My favorite instrument. I know the clarinet wasn't in this, but I still like it.
I think it's great exposure for the children as far as instruments and different types of instruments and different types of genres of music. So they really enjoyed it.
In the end, the orchestra did exactly what it set out to do, to give families an educational and fun experience.
Can we come back tomorrow? You want to come back tomorrow?
From Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is Emily Gentili with The Pulse.
Okay, so I have to ask you, while you were covering this story, did you discover the next Beethoven?
Well, there certainly was a lot of potential in the room. That's all I'll say about that.
I definitely believe it. And that's all for today's show. I'm Jordan Orkis.
And I'm Emily Gentili. We'll see you next time on The Pulse.